There we go, James Cameron coaching. So men, for the live stream today, I'm going to be adding this onto YouTube. And the reason being is because there's a lot of key points that we're going to be speaking on, and a lot of men do need to hear this out because there's a lot of amazing information on YouTube, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of information that is pish poor and is not really relevant to men building up their energy, building up their self-confidence, and it's going to help them on a long-term basis and has the element of truth. There's a lot of stuff out there that is goofy, is fake, and there's no real truth. Now, we're here to speak truth. We're here to help men level up and feel, look, and perform at their best. Now, with these live streams in our free community group, we do this every Saturday and we speak on topics that men need to hear and topics that any man inside the group needs us to speak on that are going to be relatable, that are going to help with your health, your fitness, building your nutrition, supporting stronger habits, behavior change, and really leveling up and stepping into your power as a man. But today's video, we're going to be speaking specifically on tiredness and fatigue and lack of energy due to poor lifestyle choices and the real reasons this is happening. Now, it is a lot more than just switching up our nutrition. We have key points here that I've written down specifically for this video. And the first thing is, men, is you're waking up reactive and you're not prepared. As soon as your alarm goes off first thing in the morning, you've got no real ambition, no real passion, no real goal. You're waking up, you're hitting the snooze button, you're really half-arsing your attempt, and you've got no real plan of action for that day. Now, you living in this state is going to cause chaos in your life. And when you live in a chaotic way, and live in a chaotic state, you are going to have poor energy off the back end of that. The reason being is because your habits are not aligned towards anything meaningful. Your thoughts are geared towards stress, comfort, right? And everything that you do and are and becoming during that day is related with a version that is not aligned with the man that you truly want to be. So there's no reason. So the reason is that you're going to have poor energy off the back end of that. Now, there's no reason why you should not wake up with some sort of plan of action. Now, just going to work, that's not a plan of action. That's a commitment that we do. The plan of action I'm speaking about, men, is a plan of action that is going to help build you up as a man. Whether this is in training, your mentality, your mindset, uplifting your character, any action steps that you take towards your goals, your objectives, your long-term vision. We need to wake up a plan of action. We need to wake up with purpose, okay? This will help solidify who we are and help build our energy into the man that we need to be, that we can put into our vision, okay? The second thing is you have poor sleep, but you're blaming your poor sleep to life, right? Now, I understand fully it's very hard to hit 7 hours each night. Now, for me personally, I don't even hit that, okay? I hit anywhere between 5 and 6 hours each night, and I'm okay with that at the moment. Now, there is times when I'm in a training camp, for example, and the training's intense, life's intense, we're training a lot, and we're putting a lot of focus into our fight camp where I do need more hours of sleep. Now, I know that's going to benefit me for the next day when I have training and for my recovery benefits as well. But men, I need you to understand, if you're getting poor sleep, we need to ask yourself, why is this happening? Are you getting poor sleep because you are generally working on your business, you're generally putting in the work on a specific area in your life, or are you getting home from work, phoning up, ordering a takeaway, okay, watching Netflix all night, scrolling on social media, not really building in anything, not really taking any action on anything meaningful? You're just trying to run away from the real priorities that need to be focused on, and you're trying to distract yourself with these devices, these habits that you're building. But these habits that you're building, these actions that you're taking in the evening, they are affecting your sleep. Therefore, they're affecting your ability to perform the next day and wake up with thriving energy. So men, if you've been falling into a trap where you've been chasing distractions, ask yourself, are these distractions really worth it? Right? Are these distractions really worth it? Because your sleep is very important for recovery, for your mental health, for your training benefits, and also you having full thriving energy like we said. So check your sleep here, okay? These are the first 2 points on how to really help manage our energy and tiredness and fatigue and thrive for life. There's no reason reason that we should not be waking up thriving with energy and going after life, okay? The third one is you think that when it's time to get in shape or get lean or tone up, we need to strip all of our calories, and you end up under-eating. You end up under-eating for a week or two, and you end up going back to your old standards, your own living. Now, if you want to get the results you want inside the gym and look and be in the best shape that you possibly want and perform at that level, we cannot under-eat. Right? Food is energy. If we have the right food in our system, we can produce the energy we want, right? But the mistake that men make and people make is they think if they need to get in shape, they have to cut out all their calories and be on like 800 calories a day. This isn't sustainable. This isn't going to help drive energy into your system. And most importantly, men, this isn't going to help you perform. If I have a boxing fight coming up, there's no fucking way that I'm on 800 calories a day. The reason being is that's not sustainable. It's not going to give me energy to recover, to perform. And there's no point doing that. That is just lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, and that is not the way that men should be living each and every day, okay? We consume calories for energy, and if we're training quite hard and we're training a good times per week, whether that be cardio, strength training, combat sports, or a mixture of everything, we need calories in our system to help us perform, and this will help us get in shape on a long-term basis, okay? So under-eating, eating less isn't going to drop weight for you long-term. It's going to hinder your development, your energy, and it's just going to help. It's going to build poor relationship with food, and you're not going to be able to have that thriving energy that we're speaking about, okay? So make sure you're checking your calories, you're checking your nutrition, and we're not under-eating just to get lean, to tone up, to get in shape, okay? That's not the way we want to be doing it. We're here to build long-term sustainable habits, and we do that through building our nutrition habits along with the man that we want to be and feeling the right way as well. And again, we'll be doing more videos in the future and upload them into our community group over the next few weeks and months. Now, the next thing that could be hindering your energy levels, causing fatigue, causing tiredness, is you're not drinking enough water. And instead, what you're doing is you're having like 20 cups of coffee a day. Man, I'm here to promote a clean way of living and a clean way to building energy and a natural way of building energy. And there's no better way when you have no kind of energy stimulants that are just building your energy up. Life is phenomenal when you wake up and you're relying on yourself to help build your energy up. Too many people are addicted to caffeine, they're addicted to stimulants, and the reason being is because it's giving them an energy, a false hope, a false energy that's not really going to help them on a long-term focus or long-term basis, okay? I'm not saying don't drink coffee or caffeine. If I was you, I personally wouldn't. That's my personal preference and that's who I am as an individual. But make sure you're not drinking like 20 cups a day and replacing that for your water. We need to make sure we're staying hydrated. We need to make sure we're drinking enough water throughout the day to help our body work in the way it needs to work. And we're not just relying on stimulants each and every day for our energy, okay? So make sure you're hydrating. That's another tip that could be holding back you from having that thriving energy, right? The next one is you train without intention and you train without recovery, okay? When we're living the life that we truly want, we're going to be training, okay, at an efficient level that's intense to some degree, right? But we need to make sure we're adding in those recovery days that are going to support your whole foundation as a man, right? A lot of people who have not trained for a while, they'll be like, right, cool, I'm going to hit the gym today and every day for the next 10 days. Yeah, that's cool, but what you need to factor in is your body's not built for that lifestyle yet, and we need to factor in rest days regardless, right? Even athletes, right? Even me at the moment, right? With my fight camps, my boxing, my training, my running, my business, I'm training 6 days a week right at the moment, and I have my rest day once a week. If I feel like my body's getting fatigued on those 6 days of training, I will pull and add an extra rest day, right? But since I'm focused on my sleep, my recovery, my nutrition, my stress levels, I can get away with training 6 days a week, okay? Now, there's going to be a point in your time where you'll have to strip back completely to give your nervous system a rest, your mind a rest, your body a rest, and that's absolutely fine. To be confident in yourself is to be confident in taking rest days, okay? Now, when you take a rest day, this doesn't mean you do fuck all. You can be working on your business, you can go out on a walk, you can be doing anything else other than training, or anything to calm down your central nervous system, to calm down your mind, to help you perform the next day, or perform for your specific performance, okay? So on the back end of that, when we're looking to train with intention, we're training for a specific goal. We're not just rocking up to the fucking gym, doing a few bicep curls and leaving, okay? We're going into the gym. We have a performance that we've selected, where that be a 10k, a 5k, a half marathon, or a boxing match, or anything that you're passionate about, right? You're training specifically for that. That's going to help tailor your training to a specific way so you can reap the benefits from that specific training for your performance. Also getting in shape along the way as well. So train with intention and train with the understanding of how important recovery is, okay? Because if you're overtraining, you're not going to have high energy and that thriving energy. You're going to be burnt out, you're going to be tired, you're going to be sore all the time. And when it comes to your sessions, you won't be able to put in that intensity that you need to put in, okay? Next thing that could be holding you back is, from this thriving energy, is your alcohol consumption, okay? Or you're smoking a few joints just to relax. Man, I'm promoting clean living over here, and we don't want any stimulants that are going to be there to hold us up and give us that false hope, right? We want to build ourselves into a strong man who has natural confidence, who has confidence without these things, okay? If you're drinking every single weekend, yes, this can hinder your results. You can still drink every single weekend and get results, but I'm not speaking about your physical results here. I'm speaking about your mentality, your mindset, and the man that you're truly becoming, okay? Cut back the drinking, cut back the alcohol, right? I personally don't drink. It's been 4 years sober for me. But if you're someone who likes a bit bevy, who likes to have a pint every so often or have a drink on the weekend, just have a look at your alcohol consumption and understand if it is holding you back to become the man you want to be. If it is, reduce it slightly. If you feel that you can do better without it, let's build habits around it that can help you walk away from that habit and replace it with something that's going to be more uplifting for your personal development and your character, okay? If you're someone who smokes weed or has a joint to relax, you really need to reevaluate why you're doing it. Most people do that because they're trying to get in a new state or a state that isn't their natural state because they don't like the person they currently are, okay? If you can wake up and not have any stimulants and you're going after life, you're taking life on, and you're relying on who you are as a man and your natural energy, you're in a very strong position and you're setting yourself up in a good, strong way. Over at James Cameron Coaching, we're promoting a clean way of living, a natural way of living, and to be your best fucking version, okay? Again, these are just ways that could be holding back your energy levels. Not all of them might align with you, but there might be a few on here that do, okay? The next thing on my notes is you're carrying stress in silence, and it's eating away at your nervous system. Now, what I mean by this is, I'm not saying you need to go out and tell everyone that you're stressed, but the most important thing is you need to tell yourself if you're stressed and be open and honest with yourself. This is where reflection comes into play. If you're not reflecting on you as a man, your day-to-day or your week schedule, you can never really pinpoint what's happening, how your body's reacting to certain environments, situations, what your true habits are, and you might be topping over on your stress levels. When we're stressed, our whole body's affected, our nervous system's affected, right? Everything is affected. The way we recover after training is affected. Our mental health, of course. So really, check in with yourself and understand you don't need to carry this in silence. Be around a strong community of strong men and speak on this if you have to, and really clarify what's going on and what you can do to get out of that position or that stress, and really just have that supportive framework behind you, okay? The next thing is you move less, or you think you move more throughout the day, but you really don't. You might think you're hitting enough steps throughout the day, but the fact of the matter is, you're not really. You're taking the lift in work, you're driving everywhere, you're sitting on your arse in the office, you're not really getting a lot of movement throughout the day, and this really does help with our digestive system, it helps with our mentality, our mindset, and it does get us out in fresh air. So make sure you're getting out enough, you're moving as much as possible. And if you've not began running and you've been telling yourself that you want to start it, this is the time to do this to help build your energy. And when we're sitting on our arse all day, sitting at work all day, we just go home and then we sleep and we're not really moving. This can affect your energy levels, and it can cause stiffness for you to feel stagnant, and we're not really building the flexibility in our body that we need, okay? Now, the next thing is you're not you're not getting essential nutrients inside your body or vitamins, okay? This comes down to your nutrition. You're eating processed foods all day, you're snacking every night, and you're not really getting the right nutrients inside your body that your body needs to thrive, to have that energy level to put into your training, to put into life, to put into your family, and to put into work. We need to make sure that we are really looking at our nutrition in a way that's going to help build us up. Now, I'm not saying don't snack, don't eat foods that are not enjoyable, but I'm saying factor in alongside powerful nutrition habits that are going to supply you with the energy that you need, okay? Without energy, we cannot perform. Without energy, we cannot do our work properly. Without energy, we cannot train with intensity. Without energy, we cannot build opportunities, okay, and step into the man that we need to be, right? These are all ways that we can improve our energy and really to stop that fatigue from setting in, right? The last section on my notes here, man, is you have lost your spark, right? And this is your reason to really apply for the gym membership, get into the gym and start fucking training. There's a lot of men out there who are not training, right? You're complaining about your lack of energy, that you're fatigued all the time, that you're tired, that you wake up slow, sluggish, your back sore, right? Majority of this is down to because you're not looking after your body, so therefore you're not looking after your mentality, and you're not training. Get into the gym, move your body, start building a stronger body. And we're doing this, yeah, cool, to be in good shape, but remember, we're doing this so we can build into the man that we want to be, right? Without a strong body, it's very hard to maximize on your potential each and every day. I don't want you to get to 55, 60 years old and be stiff, have extremely low energy, right? Not being in great shape, not being in the shape that you truly want to be in, because your self-confidence will decline because of this, because you're not looking after your body, you're not sticking to your word, you're slacking on your nutrition habits, right? All these are vital components for you to really deliver on the energy that you need as a man. Now, men, for this live stream today, this is to combat fatigue, tiredness, and really build up our energy so we have thriving energy. Thriving energy is when you get up, right? You're full of energy, you're full of direction, and you're going after fucking life. And when we hit a roadblock, we face adversity, we reflect. Without reflection, we can't see what's truly happening, and we cannot see the facts, okay? Too many men let their feelings dictate the facts, and they end up taking and making decisions based on their feelings, okay? Reflection's key here, so we really know what's going on, and we can pull back and see what's going on under the hood. And by the hood, I mean your mind, and I mean who you are as a man, right? So there was about 8 or 10 points on the reason that you could be experiencing tiredness and fatigue. And again, I'm uploading this video to YouTube. If you're viewing this on YouTube, we have a community of men, a free community that we're building. If you want access to more content like this, more trainings like this that are geared around nutrition, training, behavior change, make sure you check the link below and request to join the group. If you request to join the group, we'll make sure that you align with our values before we let you in, just to make sure we're building a group of like-minded individuals that we can support each other on our individual journeys and take life fucking head on, okay? Man, I'm going to end this here. Any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and make sure we're taking life on.